like manzi pants. Petty shine the parts. You don't stand a chance.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy L-Ceazer, aka the Boogeyman. You know how it is. So we out here at Gagasi, never fail to be here for the interview. And you know how it is, they're just here to peep the vibes. Make sure you tune in. Peace out.
Funo con soda, 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 Kalungang pasa mix, I'm with the set, and this ya
Gagasi FM.
The sound of KZ.
Joshua Ceazer get on the song and we started specs. Swear you gon' put us on and then you make it cash. They just hating our shit like it was broken.
Ngoba khona bese afuka manje ikhona leshandisi yakho. Yeah. Umculo wakho singazama to Mr. Alex Mtiane, basically holding things down for the past 2 hours on Indaba, 6 to 8 p.m. Tuesday to Thursday. Today is a Wednesday, I do believe. Uzophinda buye futhi kusasa for the last installment this week. If you missed out on today's show, Indaba Yesinto in the last hour, such an important show, especially since we are here in KZN. You can always catch up on our app Sikona on all smartphones. You can also check us out on the website gagasiworld.co.za. Sitini Story Sako is what we are dealing with in the first hour of the show. Basically, we've built a platform where we get to meet and get introduced to Italente Elishasha from KZN, and today is no different. We are hanging out with L-Ceazer. He's going to be coming through in just a moment. And then at 9 o'clock, we start to build up to Imix. Yeah, Imix Yaga Ink Breezy. Another DJ from KZN in the north, what was Estenga, to wrap things up for us. So, do me this one favor, grab everything that you need, because for the next 2 hours, I will need nothing but your full attention. It's a big song, by the way. DJ Lek, Uzinumalo, KC Drill, and Yasindela. When we come back, we kickstart our conversation with L-Ceazer on After 8 is After 8. Good evening and welcome to the show.
Come on.
We're going to be doing every Wednesday on the show. Basically, we've created a platform where we get to meet and get to know Italente Lishasha, let's say KZN. Look, if you want to be featured on this one, you can drop me an email, heezy@gagasi995.co.za. You can also drop me a DM on Instagram at heezy.sa, and let's see what we can come up with. Namhlanje ngiblomeno L-Ceazer. What up, L-Ceazer? Is out here in the studio. Ukraine outside.
I
know ngimnandi mfethu. Ngimnandi. L-Ceazer. Like, where does the name come from? L-Ceazer. What does the L mean?
Right, so when it comes to the L, it stands for last born. Because
Okay.
Yes sir. Yeah, so the L is last born, but a lot of people want to use it for Lord Caesar, well, as they would know the character Caesar. Right, so that's still okay. I'm still cool with it. Yeah. So when it comes to Caesar is a character that was loved by my mom, right? So my mom is a book reader, right? So there's this character we turned up. And it so happens I was also born through a C-section, right?
Okay.
So just to make it,
there's a whole history.
Yeah.
His name, love
100%, yes sir.
Yeah.
So I kind of went with something that my mom would love. Yeah, I know parents don't receive well in that, but would say we love music. But my mother was very supportive.
Yeah.
She just made sure.
Yeah.
Yes sir.
Yeah, because you mentioned ukuthi uma wayithanda ukufunda.
Yes sir.
Okanye uthanda ukufunda. She's still with us.
Yeah, she's still with us.
Okay.
By God's grace, she's still with us. Yes.
Nice.
And yeah.
So wena ke kwasakwenzakalani? Awuzange uzuthathe from you already?
No, I did actually, which also helped me with the vocab when it comes to the music, So if you're an artist, I would suggest ukufunda is the best thing, because you learn to be creative, you get your inspiration from reading as well. 100%. So I think it works out perfectly fine.
Yeah, 100%. Ikuphi ekhaya?
Well, I have two homes, right? So Kuboka Baba is a show, and then when we're talking about my mother's side, sikhuluma Eastern Cape, Bizana.
Oh, Bizana. Yeah, and then when I was
mostly I would say I was Epizana, is name. So,
yeah,
a lot of people would know me from Epizana. Cool place, I really love the place. Yeah, well, actually, it was
nice. So then, it's called into was the like like what's the story? Yeah,
yeah. When I'm at home, basically, Xhosa would be our home language.
And then when did you then move to where you are now?
Yeah, Durban.
Yeah.
Durban. I grew up there, at Durban. So I would go to Epizana at those cases.
Okay.
Right, and then lifestyle is basically Durban.
Like Tegwin. So it's Gele, Tegwin.
100%. It's Gele, Yonke.
Yeah.
Up until now, it's really full time. But when go to Eastern Cape or show.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Bese ke ukuthi indaba music iqhamuka kuphi ke kanjani?
It's a long story, but I'm more than happy to share the journey.
I got the time.
100%. That's why we're here, right? So it started off as an expression. So growing up, umuntu bebuya rushing to go watch cartoons, but I would obviously come back home to my brothers watching music videos. So they were mostly listening to hip hop. Right, I think that's where the bug started biting me, because I started, blending in, and obviously knowing the songs, singing the lyrics, word for word, and next thing you know, so it started off as an expression. Now I make music, and music with energy that people can move to, 100%.
Yo, so singasho ukuthi abafowenu played a huge role.
Yeah, very much. So, because they were well invested in hip hop,
Yeah.
And at some point, my brother was making music, which is my bigger brother. And then what decided to gag, I think he started, balancing music and also reality, binded. So we just had to go out there and, find out what can he do to provide. We played it on the table because he was the oldest at that time.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And then who was that one artist? Because, like with any other... especially when it comes to us creatives, with any other industry, there's always that one person that you look at and see yourself through that person and say, oh, one day I want to be like that, and then you start following and then you start doing things like that particular person because you are drawing inspiration from them. Is there a person like that for you growing up that you looked at and was like, I'm in love with that and I want to be that?
100%. So there's a list of them, but like or outstanding. I would say I've even mentioned this previously. Zola 7. And when I say Zola, crazy. You know what I mean? When I say Zola, we grew up in the era where we used to play Abu Kwaito, house music growing up.
Yeah.
Right? So Uzola, I just like the way he projected himself. Helping out neighborhoods, visiting homes and assisting. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that to me was kind of a figure and portray. You know what I mean? So yeah, Zola for now, and Pro Kid as well. I used to mess with Pro Kid Gakulu, rest in peace to Pro Kid. His music was lovely. Well invested in writing bars, flows and everything, punchline.
Showcase.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, you're saying all this to me right now, and I'm looking at you and I'm like, there's no way you are that old, because one thing about that question, it always reveals how old you are. In the Bagazola no Pro. So I'm thinking, I will order 2000 because I'm thinking we're 2000. But anyway, we'll get to that. Undu Browns, Danya Dez also on the song The Black Diamond. Believe it or not, Summer Rain, Pumalanga is the title of the song. On the way, Division. We're hanging out with L-Ceazer. Sitting this door is what we're doing. Danya really is something else, eh? Volume mic.
I'm on it.
Next year, there we go. So, in fact, when it comes...
So for me, I would say Nasty C is doing that job very well for me. He's that one person that I'm always going to look up to, because I know when's the type of music that I would like to do, and the way he maneuvers in the game, is exactly how I want to move. He brand him as an artist and how he carries himself around people. I could learn a lot from that.
Yeah.
and it also goes down to reproduction and what's not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So inspiration, in training, I could easily see kids playing on the roadside, and that's my inspiration. You know what I mean?
Dope.
100%.
Yeah. So is this you saying that you are strictly hip hop?
No, I really don't want to box myself to,
Yeah.
to one thing. You know, as you would have seen with the catalog lyrics and
Facts.
I'm more of a musical person, and
Yeah.
if you start to beg, my catalog kicks under the 3 different songs.
Yeah.
One
Yeah.
is up to a certain genre, but right now I'd like to say something in focus is hip hop.
Okay. And then when you create, who do you normally work with?
So normally I used to work with the audio plug, but not anymore since the audio plug is no longer a thing. So I started, engaging in this thing and working all by myself, in Hlanganisa. But right now, umuntu engicabanga ukuthi ngizosebenzisana naye is going to be Obi Magic.
Yo, he's
And
nice.
He's too nice with it.
He's
He's too
nice.
nice with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if it's not that, I do have an artist is Sebenzisane nayo. She goes by the name of Diana. And if it's not her, it's Expo. Right, so this is if I feel like Expo, you would do good in this song or in this part, we add to Expo, and then Diana is a vocalist and she's a rapper as well, and it's very rare for Mutis Fazane who taps in the R&B and then also come into the rap scene. So yeah, abantu nje close now in terms of communication.
We are bala, right? That you do, but also production. How far do you go with the production?
I mean, I know the basics, you know what I mean? I can, co-produce 100%.
Okay.
I've already figured out my sound.
So uyakwazi ukuthi awufake leya sound 8.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And also I can also nami ngithi there panel.
Yeah.
I don't need anybody to be there to monitor me.
Okay.
100%. But I do also need like an extra year to make it sound even perfect. When that comes in when we're mastering the song.
Oh
100%.
yeah, mixing and mastering.
100%.
Yeah. Then outside of music, what else do you do?
Well, ngumuntu wamashishini, right? So, business.
Some business.
Some business.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So, ngumuntu on a brand, right? As you can see, it's Underdog. It's called Underdog because I represent Underdog. Basically, it's basically a story of a muntu who comes from nothing and goes to something. And people like to classify me as the voice of the underdog. 100%, yeah.
So what does Underdog do?
So basically, it's a business that's focused on so many things. So it's a business that branches out. We are focused on music, of which Namin Zosbala. I'm also under Underdog.
Underdog, okay.
100%. That's just me pushing my own brand. We also starting perfumes as well as a clothing line.
Okay.
100%. So that's just something essential on the side. But we are really trying to grow more into like the industry. Yeah, I think that's my main focus for now.
Yeah.
100%.
Nice one, dog. Nice one. And how's that going for you so far?
Yeah. I would say it's going good because the orders are coming in. People are supporting the business. You know what I mean? People are contacting me, so I'm happy with what I'm doing right now. Just as long as you got something in there, which is really important.
I know. Yes. I'm not in the studio. I should say now it's making sense. Bro, do you remember a song that you liked the most during your high school days?
Absolutely. As you would know, like I did mention, once I look up to the guy in S2C, I do have one song by him that I really like, which is called Hell Nah. It just it keeps me going.
Yeah.
So whenever I feel like I'm singing
yeah.
and then I play that song.
Okay.
It reminds me of what I actually want.
Showcase. Hanging out with L-Ceazer, Sitini Story Sako, getting to know the guy a bit more, man. Later on the show, of course, I'm going to play you in Ngomaya, okay? I know that you are going to be so surprised with how. Yes, it's hard to penetrate the music space. Sometimes you do know the song, but you do not know the face because of how things are happening now in the music industry. But thankfully, we now have other platforms. You get to know the guy a bit more. You do know the song. It's coming through later on. Stick around. When we come back, we unpack ezinye izinto futhi ngo-L-Ceazer. After 8 is After 8 on Gagasi FM, the sound of KZN, and that's who we are.
I know some real shooters, they wasting them shots. Then we were so hungry, scraping the pot. My big cousin, playing some pot. Back to me being war ready, we all steady. They can all get it, I ain't all kill it.
We tanda namanje le ngoma yona ngoma ayincanywa ngempela ke right now. Dog, like before I let you go, I'm going to play your song right now. It's called Zonda. Looking at the music industry right now, what are you mostly struggling with?
Mostly I'm struggling with gatekeeping. Gatekeeping is such a huge thing out there. You know, no matter you applying in there, you know, more especially when it comes to the event organizers, you know, the people who should be actually giving the youth ituba. They're the most difficult people to talk to. You know what I mean? And I'm actually glad that you responded. Like with you, heezy, it didn't take that long. We need more people like you so that they can give talent more opportunity. You know what I mean?
Shout out.
Because like if I ask you, heezy, right now, is Durban ready for the new wave? What would your answer be?
Hey, to be honest with you, I don't know what's happening with Durban, bro. Honestly, like now I'm one of those people where I am struggling to understand what is Kipan in team. You know, there was an event that took place in Durban not so long ago, and Wabakona event, and this lady came on and she was basically complaining about like you guys will basically have like the same lineups over and over again, and you have the very same people that we see all the time, you know, and then you want us to pay X amount to see the very same people that we see all the time for free, you know. So I don't know what's happening with the table, but I'm guessing this is a story for another day. So gatekeeping is one of them. So how then would you say we can change the situation? Because what you're saying is basically something that most people are saying, you know, that we want more platforms, you know, Safunu Book, I want to showcase, but we are not getting the chance. Like how can we then come to play to make sure the little that we have helps L-Ceazer to get to the next level?
100%. I feel like opening up and giving the opportunity to people who apply for these, you know, roles or these positions. Like for example, umuntu who's like you, Izzy, you shouldn't ignore a DM. You know what I mean? I should find you as a go-to place if I'm looking for a plug, you know, to be put on, because this is also contributing towards what I'm doing, which is music, right? So every time you put me on, there's somebody who's listening who could sign me. You know what I mean? Who could, and that could be through you. You had the power for me to fulfill my dreams. Yeah. Why gatekeeping is a huge issue. If we could just have people, you know, obviously, Konama artist Obona would okay, you know. Now we have to do something that we call quality control. Yeah, you know, I understand but it's also you giving them room to grow by letting them know what are they missing. You know what I mean? It's okay, short to 1, no 2, no 3. Now that person is, you know, filled in with knowledge. On understanding to get there. Other than Umutonga at all, and Umuto's okay, I'll never make it. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's my chat.
Nice one, bro. Look, we want to, of course, find you on social media. How can we connect with the L-Ceazer moving forward?
100%. With social media, I'm available. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. I'm available on TikTok. Igama or L-Ceazer, and how you spell L-Ceazer is L, and then you leave a space. Ceazer is Ceazer. All right, I'm going to repeat that for Abalaleli so that they can find me. It's L, and then you leave a space, and then we have Ceazer. Okay. Right? I'm available on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Is there something that you are working on right now that we can expect on DSPs?
100%. I'm glad that you asked the question. So I do currently have a project that's out. All right, it's called Quit Playing. All right, and besides the Quit Playing, I am working on an EP. It's called The Coliseum. All right, the Coliseum being a battlefield, right? And the battlefield, it will be the city, of course. You know what I mean?
My brother, thank you so much for coming through. I'm wishing you nothing but the best. All right,
thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Next time you come through, it must be on the top 40, because Ingoma Yako needs to be on that chart show. I think you've got something really special.
100%. So heezy, just before I go, I just want to shout out to everybody who's been supporting the music, everybody who's been sharing the vibes, everybody who's been showing love, even everybody who's listening right now. I just want to shout out to you guys. This is what we do it for. Thank you very much, Easy, for having me.
Nice one. It's L-Ceazer on this one. Expo. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, sir. With
Yeah.
Expo.
And Delena the Star.
100%. It's Diana the Star.
Diana the Star.
100%,
A
yes,
showcase. It's called Zonda. Enjoy.
When we pull up to the show, that is Bunty Pond. When we pull up to the show, that is 20
Heezy, friend, mom, bese ngibingelele, mase ngibingelele yena.
Ipetsis konyane, and we rockin' shades, selelane ngopenyane. We just steady vibrating, fake energy, get it out of my face. Can you feel the speakers vibrating? Come and catch a vibe, it's a hell of time. Joshua Ceazer, get on the song and we start as bands. Straight home, put us on and then you make it cash. They just hate and know it like it was broken glass. VIP is a session like she's shaking yash. Yeah, she's shaking yash. Shaking yash.
Shaking yash now. Shaking yash now.
When we pull up to the show, Charlotte Mazipan. When we pull up to the show, it's Petsy Charlotte Bonds. When we pull up to the show, it's Charlotte's 20 times. When we pull up to the show, you don't stand a chance. Full of ones on that.
I can shift like a boss.